We celebrate the world's greatest wonders. But what if some of them were built on secrets humanity chose to forget? The world is filled with breathtaking landmarks, places admired by millions, photographed, celebrated, and protected. They appear on postcards, travel documentaries, and history books. We call them world wonders. But history is rarely as beautiful as the stories we tell tourists. Because behind some of the most famous monuments on Earth lie unanswered questions, missing records, and stories far darker than we're ever taught. Machu Picchu. High in the Andes Mountains, Machu Picchu stands as a symbol of ancient brilliance. Surrounded by clouds, hidden for centuries, often described as a peaceful royal estate. Official history tells us it was sacred, a retreat for Incan elites, a masterpiece of harmony between humanity and nature. Yet no written records explain how massive stone blocks were transported to such extreme heights. No wheels, no metal tools, no draft animals capable of the task. Even today, modern engineers struggle to explain the logistics. There is also no clear explanation for why the city was suddenly abandoned. No evidence of natural disaster, no signs of invasion. Some archaeologists believe Machu Picchu was not just a city, but a controlled site. Evidence suggests forced labor, extreme physical demands placed on workers, and ritual practices tied to sacrifice and obedience. For those who ruled, it may have been paradise, but for those who built it, it may have been something very different. Great Pyramid of Giza. The Great Pyramid of Giza is among the most studied structures in human history, yet it remains one of the least understood. We are told it was a tomb, built with primitive tools, by thousands of laborers over decades. But the math doesn't add up. The stones weigh several tons each, cut with precision down to fractions of a millimeter, aligned almost perfectly with the cardinal directions. Even modern construction technology struggles to replicate that accuracy. Inside the pyramid, there are chambers with no clear purpose, passageways that lead nowhere, and engineering features that seem unnecessary for a tomb. Some researchers believe the pyramids served a purpose far beyond burial: energy generation, astronomical measurement, communication systems aligned with the stars. If that knowledge existed, why was it lost? Or, more unsettling, was it deliberately removed from history? Angkor Wat. Often described as a spiritual masterpiece, Angkor Wat is one of the largest religious structures ever built. From above, its design mirrors cosmic patterns, sacred geometry, astronomical alignment. At its peak, the surrounding city supported nearly 1 million people, an advanced civilization, highly organized, technologically sophisticated for its time. Yet the city shows signs of sudden collapse. Advanced water systems, once the backbone of survival, were intentionally dismantled. Religious symbols were altered. Entire sections of the city were abandoned without explanation. Some historians believe Angkor Wat became the center of intense political and religious power struggles. When belief systems shifted, the city lost its purpose. Not destroyed by nature, not erased by war, but sacrificed by human decisions. Easter Island. On one of the most isolated islands on Earth, the statues of Easter Island stare silently across the land. Hundreds of massive stone figures, some weighing over 80 tons, moved without wheels, without metal tools, across rugged terrain. Official theories say they were cultural symbols of ancestors and status, but local legends tell a darker story. Deforestation, resource exhaustion, internal conflict. As competition grew, statues became larger, more demanding, more destructive to the environment. Eventually, the ecosystem collapsed, food became scarce, civil war followed. The statues may not represent glory, they may represent obsession, a civilization that pushed itself too far and paid the ultimate price. The pattern no one talks about. Different continents, different cultures, different eras, yet the same pattern repeats. Advanced knowledge, monumental construction, sudden collapse. History remembers the structures, but forgets the consequences. We admire the achievement, but ignore the cost. And perhaps that's intentional, because if the full truth behind these wonders were widely understood, they wouldn't just challenge ancient history, they would challenge modern civilization itself. Final reflection: the real dark side. Maybe the dark side of world wonders isn't how they were built, it's why we stopped asking questions. Because every civilization that believed it had reached greatness eventually collapsed, and the ruins they left behind became tourist attractions, monuments to success, and warnings we chose not to read. World wonders are not just monuments to human achievement, they are reminders of how fragile civilizations really are. The question isn't what destroyed them, but whether we are repeating the same mistakes.